So what do you think? What are you thinking? Just seeing this, like, this is a tremendous atmosphere. Mistake on the Lake 5 again. I mean, I can see it in your head. Your head is just going crazy.
Look, I love John. John's a really great guy, but Matt is like one of my best friends. Hudson's one of my best friends, and I want to see Matt take it.
Yeah.
I always get really excited when I see
No,
Matt
I get
take
it. I mean, I was feeling the same way when Grant was in, right? You know, we always have those personal biases. We want to support our local communities, but also just seeing a tremendous amount of experience and just amazing technical ability on these things, as well as stamina right now. This is crazy. This is absolutely crazy. And I just got to point out something too. So can we switch over to the stream actually right quick?
Here we're warming up with another bracket heavy chart. I kind of get it.
Because I want to show some of these warm-ups because this is wild. I want to point out that KAZE has a human metronome title already on Phoenix, which is awesome.
The human metronome title is quite an accomplishment. You have to get like under 500,000 or something on Gargoyle Full S21 or something like that, right? Like you have to literally clear the song with like a score that is like mostly goods, which I don't know how you do it. People have said that some people I think do it. They turn the music off, like they play the music like late. Like you start the song 5 seconds after, you like play with headphones on. You know, there's a lot of
like
different
a speaker
solutions.
beside it or something.
But if I know Hudson, he probably just did it like normally.
Right.
Like, well, no, actually, no. If I know Hudson, he definitely cheated. Hudson is a very serious Final Fantasy player.
Yeah.
He loves the Final Fantasy games, and I know that he cheated to do the jump roping in Final Fantasy IX for the Platinum Trophy, so it would not surprise me at all if Hudson found some way to game.
I love the fact that you have these little stories and things like that. That's awesome.
What happens. That's what happens with a good 11, 12 years of friendship.
That's what it is. Human metronome is under 180K on Yale Ray S1.
That's incredible.
Oh, my word. It's harder than the Gargoyle one. Oh, my word. You have to get all goods, and some bads and misses are an also must.
Yeah, that's a Hudson.
And doing that while keeping your life bar up?
Well, it's a 1, so there's not that many notes. I don't know, though.
I don't know.
Now I want to try it.
Right?
I want to. This is the joy of watching good players play Pump It Up.
Absolutely.
Is that mostly you just think about how badly you want to be playing instead of them. You can see right here Hudson demonstrating masterfully his kind of hip shifting tech. Matt is wisely conserving his energy and mental health by not really trying very hard on this song, which is one of the most cruel singles charts that has ever been made.
100% up there. Amazing song, though. Amazing song.
Yeah, great song. I love Doin, or Doin, however you say it. Doin. I've wondered if it's maybe Doin, because that would be Korean-y sounding.
Yeah.
I don't know, though.
I don't know. I'll have to ask Grant later.
Grant seems like the person that would know.
Yeah.
But
Jem, if you're in the chat, like hit us with the phonetic spelling.
I just want to reiterate on the record here that Hudson Felker is a madman for allowing Heart Rabbit Coaster D25 through, and that when he does not do well on it, I will after the fact tell him that I thought he was a fool for letting it through. But I also want to reiterate that I'm actually saying this because whenever you doubt Hudson, he comes back with a vengeance. And so I'm channeling good vibes Hudson's way, that he will find all of the strength in his legs and in his lungs to just absolutely crush Heart Rabbit Coaster D25 and give us an incredible run. That being said, Drake seems to agree with me in the chat that the favorites on that particular song are John and Matt, that their stamina is just so incredible, which again, the fact that a man who apparently has asthma possibly in John and wears a mask while he's playing could be a favorite to win a stamina song
we got
is
so many diverse players here. Like, you know, you got Matt Miller, who's just been pure training. Like, you got KAZE the legend. You got Harujun the phenom, and you've got John Tran, the Iron Lung. You know, it's just like these guys are so good at this game. It is insane to watch. Absolutely love it. No matter how this shakes out, this is shaping up to be one of the best U.S. pump tourneys I've seen in a long time.
You'll notice. So Matt has a 963K, and I'm doubting he's played this a ton since he got his Phoenix drive. But
right.
Hudson only has a 922, but I'm guessing Hudson basically goofed off to get
I bet they
score.
both set PBs here. I bet they're so locked in right now, and they're at the top of their game.
Like I said, this is the most Hudson chart out of the singles charts.
Yep.
This is absolutely a chart Hudson was looking forward to.
Got it great, but that's the only difference between them right now as we go in here.
Hudson nailing the drills. As I said, in the past he struggled with drills, but over the years he has gotten better and better at them.
And he's playing so loose right now.
Very clean.
Same thing with Matt. Matt is just like absolutely locked in. You see it, that body control.
Here's the side pivots. Hudson with a slight error there.
Yep.
I didn't see which particular step it was on, but Matt, no problems at all hitting those M runs.
Here we go.
Here's the side pivots.
That clean body turning. They both know exactly where to hit it. Yep.
Both players crushing it right now.
Look at the body control there, just on those staircases. Into the drills, and both players hit it. Yep. Amazing first start to this. Let's see how they do in the back half.
Matt, very, very, very good run.
He's playing so calm
Hudson
and loose.
Also, but has that one misstep. Both players a few greats, I want to say, here in these 16th drills, but not too bad overall.
You see how they both got loose and hit those M's.
Right to left, left to right, right to left.
Yep.
Brutally hard, both of them, no problem. These box jumps here, we'll call them, turning in and out. Both looking great. Here we go, here's the side pivots.
Oh my God, they are both so locked in right now. Let's see how this runs.
Oh,
Hudson has a bit of a slip.
Yep.
But Matt
Slight
killed
error,
it.
Matt crushed it.
Yep.
Matt crushed it. Hudson, a great job. Hudson did better than 99.999% of pump players will ever do on that chart.
Right.
And Matt just decimated it. Matt is really locked in right now. That was a chart that was absolutely a comfort pick for Hudson, and he still could not match Matt. That's how dialed in Matt is.
I have to talk about how low Matt got on those final turns. If you go back and watch the bot, you're going to see him just shift his hips down probably about 4 inches. It was getting so low.
It's crucial.
Because he knew he needed that speed to make those turns. It was so well done. Congrats to both players. So awesome first start. Like, that's how you start a top 4. Stuff like that right there just gets us incredibly hyped.
Yeah.
So
great.
This is now where I believe we're going to shift to doubles, right? So
each of these two is going to play some.
I think it's still Matt that's going to be up first here.
Each of these two is going to play some absolutely miserable doubles charts, and we're going to all get to watch.
Yep, absolutely. So if you want to watch some very, very high level pump play, this is going to be it right here. These doubles charts are absolutely insane.
This is what separates the type of player who aspires to make top 8 of a tournament and the type of player who expects to make top 8 of a tournament and badly wants to win.
Oh, 100%.
Is how well you can play these charts. There are not very many players in the U.S. who can play these charts at all, let alone comfortably. In the state of Florida, I think that we maybe have 3 or 4 players who have ever cleared a D24. Maybe 5. In an entire state, we have maybe 5 D24 capable players. These players are not just trying to clear D24s, they're trying to hit home runs on them.
Yes.
And that is...
Look at Matt. Matt is getting so locked in right now.
Locked in. Yep. I noticed Matt is using a towel across both bars. This is where I use gloves, but we'll see how he does.
Because he knows it's so imperative that he does not lose that control in his arms.
You gotta have a lot of
because
grip.
This is so fast.
Yeah. This song has some very easy stumbling blocks in terms of bracketing, and Matt is an amazing bracket player, but all it takes is one minor
100%.
mistake to lose a lot of score. Right now, he's handling them quite
well.
well.
There.
This chart is so fun, though. It's delightful. I haven't cleared it quite yet, but it's delightful.
It is definitely a lot of fun.
You'll notice that during a very tricky 16th note run there, Matt did it as a bracket flam.
I did see that. And look at his foot speed. He was doing heel toes on the front and blues, like
crushing.
Absolutely
double
destroying this.
Crushing.
Look at that! Oh,
a few greats during that section. He was rushing a little bit, but otherwise a very clean run still.
Absolutely. I don't think you can really do better on that. Like, that is such a hard notes to hit because you're hitting those drills and then hitting all 3 of those with your other foot.
So we just saw Matt just broke combo with a very strange miss right at the end.
Oh, unfortunately.
And he let out something of an anguished sigh, I would say. But, whereas in the past, that may have spelled his demise, now it is just an inconvenience.
Exactly.
Losing that little bit of combo isn't going to doom him. He can easily crush this ending here.
Look at him.
And remain in first.
Just skating across the pads.
Right now, he is not letting that one mistake bother him in the slightest.
Nope.
Back and forth. Oh, you see? Some very explosive tech. A good use of bracket mashing to get through.
Yep.
Some very, very tricky M-runs crossing the pads. He played 99% of the song super duper clean and legit, and then when he needed to, he went a little dirty.
Yep.
And he ended up getting a very, very, very solid score. 97.950, very, very good run.
100%. And again, right here, that just shows what a competitor Matt is, right? He's not going to let those initial inconveniences, like you call them, make any sort of frustration point. He just shrugged it off and went, you know what, I'm going to close this out. I'm going to get this high score. 987 on full mode D24, fantastic start.
Well, let's
this
see how
is some
Hudson
good pump.
does.
This is some good pump.
It's some good ass pump, I
good
believe
ass pump,
is,
right? Is that
correct.
Shout out to Isaacin for the catchphrase. Would you like a Skittle, good sir?
Yeah, I'll take a Skittle or 3.
Have some Skittles.
Oh, that's a lot of Skittles.
You'll have some for the rest of these matches, right?
I got more Skittles than a DDR16.
So here he goes. The legend Kaze.
So, Johnny Pop asked what the songs selected are.
Yeah, we can review those. We got Donatello S22, Full Moon D24, which is being played now, Heart Rapid Coaster D25, and HTTP D23.
Please be doing. This is a PG stream.
Yeah. Yeah, sorry, it's a D24 now.
Yeah.
My correction on that.
So right now, Hudson, much like Matt, not struggling at all with the bracketing into these half doubles runs. Thus far, no issue. Ooh, yep. I could hear it. You could hear slightly before he got the miss, he stumbled.
Yep.
He was able to keep it together for a little bit longer, but ultimately the stumble caught him.
It's really the foot speed.
He's struggling a little bit with the foot speed right now. This is what I was saying. I think that right now, when he is not in his peak form, leaving these foot speed charts in was a mistake for Hudson. But of course, he can only ban one song, so even if he wanted to, something would have gotten through.
Yep.
But if I were in his shoes, I would have let all the singles charts through. But maybe he did. Maybe he banned the one doubles chart.
Let's watch it. Let's hope we're a strong finish here from Hudson.
Yeah, oh yeah, no, I think he can absolutely hit it. One miss there. You see, he's using a little bit of lateral cheat tech to kind of hop across the pads, but otherwise very clean.
Look at him skating across the pad now.
There you go. Some more tech.
Same difficulties that Matt had towards that ending, but still gets the stage
pass. It's just a brutally fast teleport run, left to right, right to left. It requires unbelievable foot speed to do it cleanly. Right. There's almost no one alive that does that legit. A player like Windforce would absolutely cheat the ever-living hell out of that.
Yeah, absolutely. And so here's the thing, though. At the end of the day, right, that's not non-overcomable on that score, right? It's a 959, right? But we still got two very, very, very difficult charts coming up. Anything can happen. The minor slip, just the wrong turn in the wrong place, a mental error in this place can cost you.
Yep.
And it can cost you dearly. So I'm so excited to see how Matt ends up here. Like, again, Heart Rapid Coaster D25 is notoriously difficult, right? This is not something that is a walk in the park, even for the top players.
This is a brutal song with brutal charts.
Absolutely.
The Femmes really, really went for it. A lot of step jumping. A lot of step jumping. So the beginning of the song is pretty dang easy.
Oh yeah.
And
yeah,
then the middle section
deceptively.
is a little tough. And then right at the very end, you get into a unrelenting, brutal set of stream jump stream patterns that have bracketing. And if you get to the end and you are not in peak form, you will
Great
be crying
first start
out.
though. Oh my word.
Yeah, right now, I mean, this is not going to be a struggle for any of our 4 players. It is going to come down to when they get to that last 20, 30 seconds, if their lungs are crying out for mercy.
And just that pure foot speed and stamina, you got to go. Look at Matt just absolutely crushing it.
Yep.
Minor steps there, but
Bad,
still comes away
still
clean.
doing
Here
great.
we go.
Yeah, for sure.
Carrot power up. Let's go.
This part is still pretty easy. It's mostly about if you can get through these kind of hard but not impossible parts with the energy to do the truly impossible stuff.
Oh, slight
waiting for you at
slight
the end.
good miss there. Kind of a good combo miss, but picks it right
It's
back
okay.
up again.
It's
Mental
okay.
error.
Matt
Does
is
it just
clean
recover
right
very
now.
nicely.
These small errors are nothing. What is all going to come down to is what happens right after this.
Yep, here we go.
Right now.
Oh, Matt struggled a little bit.
You can see Matt's pressing, understandably so, but he handles it mostly pretty well.
Look.
He cobbled together something
Yeah, absolutely.
at the end.
But
it's never, ever, ever easy to do that
it's
finish.
never
ever.
going to be clean.
But he did a good job of giving himself enough in the tank to get a 967.
Yeah,
That
I mean,
is,
look,
I
he's still got
think-
HTTP left to play too. So 967 on Heart Rapid Coaster D25 is a very, very solid score to set the tone.
Yeah, I think that was a very good score. I doubt that by any means that's Matt's best performance.
That's not Matt's peak, right?
But it doesn't have to be about getting your best performance. It just
And you
has
can
to
see
be
it on
a
his
good
face
enough
too. I mean,
performance.
he's kicking himself like just a little bit, but I wouldn't,
No.
again, I would be proud with that score
Yeah.
right now in this setting.
Like I said, a song like that is so backloaded that the goal as a player is to do the front half as little as possible, right? Oftentimes in these games, efficiency is like the end goal.
Right.
Like conserving your energy is just as important as playing your ass off. And right there, Matt did a very good job of conserving until the time where he needed to play his ass off. And
So
we'll
let's
see if Hudson
can do the same.
I
Yeah,
think,
absolutely.
I think Hudson understands how to play a song like this well.
But he also knows the score. He knows what's at stake right now. He saw Matt's run. He has that going into it, and is like, okay, here's where we go. This is what I got to do. This is my chance to overtake this, right?
Yes. Hudson knows that he needs to not just beat Matt's score, but beat Matt's score in such a way that John and Harujun also
We got a
can't
slight miss
match
right
it.
there at the early spot, so
Yep.
around the 315 mark.
But that's just how this is going to go.
Yep.
He's going to get a few errors here and there because he's going to be conserving his strength for the finish.
And again, it's not a death knell. This is not legacy pump
Nope.
scoring. So, you've made this point numerous times. You can ignore it. It's how about how you shrug it off and get back into it.
Yep. Let's see how Hudson hits this to a 200 stream. Mostly very good.
Mostly very good.
Had a little bit of trouble right in the middle, but not too bad otherwise.
Off to the carrot. Off to the carrot. Here we
Yep.
are.
You
Skates
see him
across
hopping
his best.
across. Yep. Here we go. This will be the biggest test
And here we go. Yep.
of Hudson's stamina right now is how he does on these jumps. Yep, there you go.
Oh, there he goes.
I told you.
So-
This is it. This is what I was saying beforehand. I knew that a chart like this would really, really push Hudson's tank from where
Yep.
he is right now. He already struggles as a player relative to his other skill sets, which are all incredible. He struggles a bit with stamina, and in this situation where he is kind of out of rest, I knew he would have a problem.
Look, you
he
see
still
this
put
a
together
lot.
a really good effort,
Right.
But it's so tough.
You see this
So
a lot
tough.
at this level. They've been fighting. They've been scrapping all day long. There is no shame in this at all. It's one of those things that it's just like, how much more can you go? And it's really a matter of attrition at this point. How
sure.
much more do you have left?
For sure. And you know, Hudson did his absolute best on the earlier songs there, and he kind of knew, like, I have hit my ceiling here. And sometimes, no matter how competitive you are as a player, no matter how good you are, no matter how badly you want to win, you realize that just it's not there that day.
Yeah.
And I think that a big thing that people should really take from watching a tournament like this, watching players like this play, is not only that, like, it's great to be good and to try really hard, but to also be able to, like, lose gracefully or realize that you don't have it and say maybe next time.
Absolutely.
And I'm looking forward to Hudson's run on this chart, but right now we got Matt playing it.
Also one of the most hyped songs in
Oh yeah,
in all
this
of
song
Pop.
is great. This song is a very, 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 very good up song. It works so well for the game. I'm imagining that there's no gimmicks anymore. I don't really know.
Yeah, we'll see.
Cool.
Oh, wow. Brutal, but
Those-
Matt's keeping up with it.
Brutal, brutal, quick 24th strings in the middle of the pad. All technique.
There we go.
My God. Matt's killing it right
Just
now.
look at that footwork, chat. Like, wow. Oh, clean. Matt's training is definitely paying off right now.
You
All
are-
that hard work that he put in.
You are seeing the raw leg strength to push through and hit these really fast bursts, like with no effort whatsoever. He's killing it. Right now, Matt
Into the breakdown.
looks like he could easily combo out the song, even
Let's
through
see.
the brutal ending.
But
He just
look
looks
at it.
so
Like,
crisp. He looks so crisp right now.
look
He's
at
got
that
good-
body control. Oh,
Wow.
keeps the life bar. Keeps the life
Keeps
bar,
the
though.
life
We're good.
bar. Very, 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 very tough tech section just there that he managed to get through.
Yeah, aside from that middle part right after the breakdown, he has been running so clean. Even with the splits.
Here we go, right here.
Yep. Oh, did you see how clean he hit that 24th M note? Oh,
Yep.
so good. What an amazing
run.
finish. Matt
Great-
Miller bringing it to mistake on the leg.
Great, great run from Matt there. Absolutely splendid. 972.
Wow. Absolutely
Again,
insane.
a score that I think that he'll probably be a little disappointed with relative to probably his best runs.
Sure.
But by no means bad. I think it will. It gives him a decent shot at coming in first for this whole tournament here, but we'll see.
It's a high-level performance, that's for
Yes.
sure.
Yes.
Absolutely a high-level
And now we get to see Hudson, his last song of the tournament. HGTP D24 here again. Let's see how Hudson does. Hudson has always been historically very, very good at these very kind of bracket tech heavy charts where the arrows look like one thing and are meant to be played like another.
And they're
What
clapping
happened?
because they dropped the card into the open slot for the maintenance panel.
I've honestly done something similar. I've actually I actually had a card fall through the little hole between like the white part and the other white part and fall under the pad, under the machine entirely. So
It's wild. Yeah. Like, you know,
Yep.
our awesome producer Spaghetti over here is like telling us he used to work at DMB, and so many cards would like fall into cracks. You know,
bro, I gotta get my DNB employee friends to help me out with the Transformers cards.
right? Absolutely.
Dylan, let me know what's up, buddy.
Don't put cards on the holographic middle part. Oh yeah, absolutely. Excellent advice. That you're not only getting, you're not only getting amazing pump, but you're getting, you know, things not to do inside of arcades.
Valuable free credit
insight.
advice.
Absolutely. So here we go. HGP. Let's make sure, like, to note that Hudson, this is one of the gutsiest performances I've seen from him in a while, right?
I mean, my man woke up still only like 2.5 hours
Yeah.
ago. We had to drag his ass out of the hotel.
But look at him. Look at how crisp those
Oh
steps
yeah,
are.
no. He always comes to play. I said this last night. The more of an underdog Hudson is or feels, the better
never
he
count him
plays. Look at that. Look at that. 1 or 2 non-combos in that entire brutal middle section.
Yep. He's pushing. You can definitely tell he is going to leave it all out on the pads.
Yeah.
He is not going to go away quietly into the night. This is somebody who has so much pride in his craft. And you see it every time he plays, how gutsy he actually runs with these.
For sure, for sure. He's going to get a great score. And here's the thing. As long as Hudson pushes his way through and gets to the end, he has the chance to play spoiler for someone else.
He does,
even if he does not have any chance at this point of defeating Matt and coming in first, if Hudson's score here is good, it might be enough to push down Harujun or to push down John Tran and have them lose the tournament, not even purely to Matt, but to the combined efforts of Matt and
that's why
Hudson.
you see him just gutting this out, right? You know, he had some struggles right there in the middle, but he is going to finish this run very, very strongly.
Oh, for sure.
He is not going to quit. He's going to give this up, or give this the best opportunity that he can, and you're seeing it right now.
Hudson's struggling a little bit with these kind of stretchy parts, which are, like I said, a natural weakness for him with his height.
Yeah, he's definitely tired.
He's gassed out, but he gets to the end of the song.
Look.
Nearly got the stage clear anyways, and overall a very good run.
Yeah, can we just give a quick shout out in the chat, right? Can we do something for KAZE and that amazing effort? Somebody, please.
A 945K by no means a disappointing score.
No.
Matt got a 972, I want to say. So Matt, obviously the leader in the clubhouse right now, but anything is possible here.
Absolutely. All right, so let's switch over. So let's talk about what June's warming up with. You can hear it in the background a little bit here with Just Hold On, All Fighters. What do you think about the warm-up choice here? Where's June's mentality?
I think this is probably at least somewhat a comfort pick. This is a song that people generally tend to like. As you notice, it's a very cross-under heavy chart, and then we got a big long stream here. Just a big, long, endless chunk of stream. And it's a good way to get your legs loose, right?
Yeah.
The song is not super duper fast, but interestingly, out of the final 4, only 2 of the 4 songs are super duper fast.
Right.
We have Full Moon and Heart Coaster in that 190 to 200 range.
Right.
But both Donatello and HTTP are a little bit slower and more technical, so he doesn't necessarily need to get in that mindset of something like a Shub or a She Likes Pizza or whatever type chart, or Skeptic Escape. He doesn't need to get into that mentality. He just needs to get his legs nice and loose. He's been sitting for a little bit now, and this is mostly going to be nails the drill. Excellent.
Yes.
So
the other thing that I'm thinking, right, and maybe correct me if I'm wrong here, but that chart has a little bit of everything, right? It's slower, like you were saying, but it has a little bit of everything, so it's a good way to detect those patterns, really get that foot positioning and those side switches really, really well done.
For sure. So. I think those were solid picks. I'm curious. It's weird that he's warming up alone when obviously he's going to eventually be playing with John. I don't know if John is not here right now, and that's why John's not warming up. Because you'd think that the two of them would warm up playing singles together.
Right.
But it's possible maybe that John wants to warm up on doubles and June wants to warm up on singles. I don't really know what the reasoning is.
He's going to go ahead with Donatello. So
here you go. Maybe John is taking a break for
John
some
is
reason.
at DDR, so thank you for letting us know that, right?
There we go.
So here goes the Phenom. Let's see how he does.
So immediately, before we even get into the song or the chart, I'm thinking about how June feels about playing alone versus playing next to someone when he's playing a single chart like this.
Oh, we got a miss early on.
A very early error, not a huge, again, game changer necessarily, but it's not something you can be pleased with if you're June.
Not XX.
Let's see how he recovers. This is
and see, this is where I think picking Just Hold On as his warm-up is helping him slightly, right? Even though Donatello's a little bit, I think he's a little bit faster or a little bit slower than Just Hold On.
I want to say it's a little tiny bit faster, but I don't really know. I don't know.
It's about the same, right?
Yeah,
but
similar tempo.
You see the pattern shifts and the way that he's hitting them right now, that clean motion between. Look at the way that he's shifting his body, full control.
We saw earlier that he had a very, very good run on the side pivot chart, and here he is again demonstrating comfort. But there you go. He went from his usual very, very fair style of play of doing crossovers to cheating those M runs, and he actually kind of struggled with it. He didn't hit them as cleanly as you would hope. He obviously felt in the moment like that was his best option, but it's also probably not super natural for him. Mostly very clean there on those back and forth M runs, but a slight miss, not the end of the world. I believe you're supposed to spin those, but
not
that's all I'm going to say. That's all I'm going to say about that.
Yep. And here he goes, keeping combo through it,
doing a
fighting through the goods.
Great job on these very, very tough turning patterns.
Oh, look how clean that is. Look how low he got.
Yep. He got one more error at the very end in the 24th.
Yeah,
but overall, very, very, very good
Strong run. Where's his position at Matt? 985. That's really well done.
What was Matt's run on that? Can we see what Matt got?
Yeah, can we find out what Matt had on Donatello just as a comparison? So also, additionally, Harukaze's, I just want to do this quick thing. Harukaze's saying that John's at DDR. Oh no. Like, could that come into play here?
Oh boy.
Because he's the only one that's still playing across both right now,
Let's see here. I can't.
Now, John is the Iron Lung and Infinite Stamina man. So maybe it won't hurt him too much, but it definitely is something that any human would have struggles with right now,
John appears to be playing a D16 or a CSP 16. It's
okay.
I kind of know what the song is, but I can't immediately recognize it. I know the jacket's like black and reddish. It's like an older song that got a CSP.
Yeah.
But,
so anybody who's watching both the streams, maybe you can tell us.
He's playing something. He's playing something that is tough, but not like probably overwhelming.
Oh,
on the bounce. There
so
you
he'll
go.
be okay, I think.
Yeah, that's more of a tech chart. It's probably like good for him. It's probably just a warm up. It's keeping him. Again, he's not like he's playing 18s and 19s. I think he'll be fine.
I think it's just over 600 steps.
A player
so
John's caliber is fine.
So right now, Matt got a 997.
Yeah, Matt crushed Donatello. So, but here we go. So you'll notice Hudson got that 988 because that's as I said before, Donatello is a very Hudson-oriented chart.
Right.
And even though Hudson is not capable of winning the tournament at this point, his performance on Donatello is already punishing June and already rewarding that. So June.
Let's change the cam to doubles if you would, please. But this is exactly where it's going to come down to. How do they do on these very difficult double shots? You can see June still struggling a little bit with those side switches in the middle. What's going to happen now?
Oh, boy.
Especially as we go into the speed.
Yep. Oh, another slight misstep. Oh, he was a little late, I want to say, to getting to one of the first notes of that stream. He keeps just having these tiny, tiny mistakes. It's like you can tell because he's streaming perfects after each of them that he's more or less in the right place, but he's struggling to get his foot over just fast enough.
Struggling with
his following foot is doing great. He's still doing unbelievably well, but these little tiny mistakes.
Oh, struggles with those bracket steps though.
Yep.
This is gonna be it's gonna be interesting to see how he runs it through the bottom part here after the clocks.
So far, this chart has proven tough for him, but again, combo scoring being almost totally eliminated as a factor is going to allow him the chance to redeem himself with a bunch of perfects here in the finish.
Oh, struggles again with the brackets, misses the quad.
Yep. Now,
and June's got the foot speed, so he can make it up here.
Oh yeah, he's crushing these back and forth runs.
Yep. That M run sounded so crisp there.
Yep. He looks really good at these streams. He's pressing a little bit. You can tell the stamina is becoming a factor right at the end of the run there, but it was overall a very good performance. Still
961.
Not by any means a bad score, but I'm guessing he's probably a little disappointed because again, let's see. Can we see the scores again so we can? I think that again we might end up seeing that June is definitely going to beat Hudson on the 25.
Yeah.
Because Hudson walked off.
Yeah.
And he did take Hudson on Full Moon. So
Hudson
he did take
walked
Hudson
off of Heart Rabbit. He didn't walk off of
the 25. Yeah, the next song. So Hudson, June is going to take Hudson on that song for sure. And he did eke out by 2,000 points Hudson's score on Full Moon.
Yeah, so let's talk about that for a second. But Hudson beat him by 3K on the first song. So they're almost neck and neck with Hudson at 1K over.
But that's only for the tiebreaker.
Right.
For the individual like song by song scoring. Right now it goes Matt, Hudson, June,
it's
Matt,
ranked.
June,
That's
Hudson.
right. That's right. That's right.
So right now, June has out of the 6 possible points, Matt has 6, and then Hudson and June both have 3.
Right.
Right. So right now, basically, June's tiny little margin of victory over Hudson doesn't really help him a ton because Hudson was out anyways.
Right.
But the tiny little bit that he lost to Hudson on Donatello is a huge blow to his chances of overtaking Matt.
Right.
He is already, at best, 3 points behind Matt going into the last 2 songs.
Right.
So he is already in a very disadvantaged position. Had he been able to eke out a win over Hudson, he'd be doing a lot better. But that slight difference in score on Donatello is helping out Matt right now.
But let's be real for a second, too. Anything can happen in these tournaments.
Oh, for sure.
Look, the kid has come back so many different times at different tournaments. There's a reason why we call him the Phenom. I would not be surprised to see him regroup, rally right now on 2 of the hardest songs. I would not be surprised by a gutsy performance coming out of him. Let's see if he's got it in.
If there is a thing where I would want to be 15 years old again more than anything else, it would be my ability to do strenuous exercise for a long length of time.
Oh, 100%.
So we'll see how he does here.
Very clean going into 200.
Also, I would say that this chart, with its heavy focus in the back end on like step jumps and streams, like weird streams, is a very, very DDR-y chart, which might be to June's advantage. He is an incredible DDR doubles player.
He really is.
And I think that this is the chart that June has a chance to take over the whole pool. We'll see.
Because if he guts it out, right, and he does a very strong run here, who knows what happens going into HTTP, right?
Yeah.
I'm excited to see it. Clean run coming into 500 steps. There we go. Like you said, this is one of the quicker parts, but similarly easy until the end run. Drops a little bit there.
A tiny mistake, but not by any means run killing.
Yeah, so that's the difficult part in that part, right? So now we're coming into carrot.
These are parts of the chart that you expect to maybe have a couple of non-combos in. It's not the end of the world. The question here is whether or not those errors are errors that will punish him or errors that are allowing him to have more energy for this ending here.
Right. And here we go, super laser time.
He's doing mostly very well, but you can tell it's laborious.
It's coming.
He just had a heaving sigh for breath. It's tiring.
He's gotten it out.
Gassed. He has put together the best he can, but you can tell he is really on his last reserves into the finish. A good, solid run, obviously a good bit better than Hudson's, but also going to be a good bit worse than Matt's, I imagine. Yep, 932K. So Hudson with like an 840K in a distant third right now on that song. June in second. So right now, June out of the, if the tournament were to end right now, June would have 5 points. Matt would have 9.
Matt would have 9.
And Hudson would have 4.
So
right now, in fact, I think right now it's impossible for June to win. I believe.
Okay, so
June cannot.
I think you're right.
What would have to happen is, because even if June were to get the maximum point, if June were to have the highest score on HTTP and Matt were to have the lowest score, Matt would still pick up 1 more point and get 10.
Right.
Whatever. So right now, June is already eliminated from the tournament. But there is still quite a bit of intrigue here in his score.
Absolutely.
Because if June does sufficiently well, he pressures John to need an even better score to overtake or to cobble together points and beat Matt. So even though June is technically eliminated here, there's still a lot at stake. There's pride. There's positioning outside of first. It's not just win or takes all. And so there's a lot to fight for here, and I'm really excited to see how he does on this chart.
Yeah, because Matt's already got 11 points, and I don't, we're going to see how John does, but here's the other thing that comes into play, right? We've talked a lot about stamina being the major factor at this level, right? How much can you gut out? What do you have in your reserves? But you got to remember, 2 of these players, I believe, I don't know if Hudson is, I think Hudson is, but maybe 3 are competing in multiple facets of the tournament. I don't believe Matt is.
Hudson is playing DDR, but not today. Hudson's not in DDR doubles, and he's singles. He's
okay, so it's not a factor for him, but it is a factor for John and June.
For Hudson, it's more a matter of just like, you know, they're still, Matt drove from Columbus. Hudson flew from Seattle.
Right.
You know, Hudson is like a family man with all those stresses.
Yeah, no,
there's a lot of different things that change the calculus.
Oh, look at June.
Wow, June crushing the middle section. Unbelievable. Absolutely ridiculous. Oh.
Drops it at 200, but
still
here we go.
Very, very, very clean play from June thus far. He is
Struggles
right
a little
now
bit.
putting a ton of pressure on both John and Matt.
Oh, yeah.
Great stuff. John just played apparently a pretty hype DDR match because I just heard a pop off, and John just finished the DDR song.
Nice.
But June is
absolutely crushing
it. What John does not know is that right now, one of his rivals is beasting on HTTP.
Yeah, and the amount of effort he's going to have to put in to just keep up here, and if he has any shot of overtaking Matt, he's going to have to play at his top best.
Yes, for sure.
We're going to see. We're going to see.
Oh,
Anything
he
can
hit
happen
another
here.
one. Oh,
June
he struggled
struggles,
a lot with the bracket freezes, which is understandable. Those patterns are brutal.
They're a reason why this got uprated to a 24, right?
Yep,
you know,
for sure.
Patterns like that will absolutely be a killer.
And the thing is, he's still playing great. You can tell he's a little bit frustrated probably, but more than that, even just exhausted. He's hitting the very, 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 very end of that gas tank. And
clean
finish.
Clean
nice solid run.
Finish.
Overall, a very, very, very good performance.
Look, can we talk about the pure athleticism that June brought to the table there? Like just having the not only mental clarity to push through that, but just having the ability. Again, you talked about it, that youth, that stamina that you have, right? There's a reason this kid's a phenom, right? He's the future of dance games, and you saw it on full display here with the 937.
All right, let's. Can we get the scores again? Because I'm actually curious. I don't know if June.
Yeah,
I don't know if June. I don't know if June beat Hudson's HTTP. I don't remember exactly what Hudson got, but Hudson may have been like a 940. I think Hudson was in the 920, so I think June did take that point from Hudson, but I'm not positive. It's going to be crucial to their like respective finishes.
Yeah.
I doubt that John is playing so well right now that I don't think it's going to factor in.
Oh my God, we got a tie.
So
but the tiebreak goes to June.
So yeah, June is ahead of Hudson, but they could still be split up because if John comes between them on a song, if John's score is between their two scores, it will push one of them down a point or up a point.
Yeah, you're right.
So it's just because June is technically ahead of Hudson right now, that does not mean that he is like guaranteed that finish. But right now, Hudson is in last, June is in second.
Right.
And
so we know that Matt, the worst that Matt can do is second.
Yes.
And that's if John has an absolutely cracked run. So we'll see. So June has the money score, like we talked about, you know, with the tie rank. And, you know, the thing about it is that these tournaments, they take.
Yes.
He's over at DDR? Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're good. No, we're good.
So we're waiting for John. We're waiting for John Tran to finish up his DDR match.
How brutal to have to come right over here and play, you know, in this stacked tournament, in this setting.
And he's in the middle of playing probably some very tough DDR matches.
Yep.
So,
I mean, you heard On the Bounce Challenge was a 16, right?
Yeah.
It's not the most draining of the 16s, but it's definitely taxing still on the body. And it says right here, like, so Haru said that John actually tied over there, right? And so now he's having to do multiple matches in a row. Even though they're not necessarily as stamina draining as what we're seeing over here in Pump, it's definitely something's going to come.
Yeah, no, for sure. But again, you never know. The very opposite could be the case. I think that there's a great value in like staying in that zone.
Yeah.
We just saw it's actually really fun. John's here now.
John's here now. Good.
So that's great. Who knows? I'm curious if he'll actually play a pump warm-up or not to get like a feel for the game again. But we literally just saw in Major League Baseball there was this all this drama in the in the postseason because a few teams that were like auto qualified through like didn't have to play in the first round of the playoffs, and so they had this like 6-7 day lull where they just didn't play games.
Right.
And then they came out of the gate looking cold because they hadn't played.
Right.
And they actually lost to teams that were lower seeds and that were considered worse because those teams were fresh. They had played a 3 or a 4 game series.
Yeah.
And conventional wisdom would say, well, playing a 3 or 4 game series would exhaust you. But in that circumstance, the rhythm had been lost. And so it's very possible that John has maintained a good, solid rhythm this entire time while playing DDR.
Yeah.
And it might actually be to his benefit that he's been playing these DDR
And again,
matches.
he's Mr. Stamina, right? So, like, you've seen it in multiple tournaments. You've seen him come through and absolutely kill it. He gets on the pad, and it's almost like it doesn't really matter. He's got the energy. He's got the stamina and the skills. So it's going to be really, really exciting to see how he does here.
Yeah,
so he's switching some footwear. Yeah. So quick shout-outs. Again, Round 1 mentor, love you. You know, our TOs and just event organizers, right? Thank you so much. Special shout out to Yuki and J-Boy. Y'all have been killing it for the past 2 days. So massive amounts of hearts to you all over here. Obviously, Spaghetti is keeping us going. He's just doing an amazing job with the production values. Love all the support that we're getting. And here we go. This is the final competitor.
John switching to the Skinners and going maskless.
Right. Would you like some Skittles for this?
I'll take a few more
There
Skittles.
we go.
A few more Skittles. Thank you.
So, and here we go.
So John's going to start out with Donatello, and then from there we're going to see the doubles charts. And like I said, a player like John, very well rounded. He is not going to struggle on the basis of chart type.
Yeah. No, this is going to be incredible.
So it will purely come down to, can he put together a run that is close to or better than?
So it looks like he is going to warm up with a shortcut chart.
Yep.
So unique shortcut P16. This is a fun one. It's a nice fun one to loosen up the legs and remind yourself that you're playing Pump It Up and not DDR. So we'll see what happens.
Great song. Always love a new SHK track.
Yep. And we'll get a feel for where he's at. Like he's playing a D16, but we'll get a feel for where he's at from a stamina side. You know, he's still smooth as ever with it. Can we go ahead and switch to the doubles side just because he's the only one playing, right? So, and I think that we'd rather get that view of the feet. Like, look at that, right? This is a good one to just kind of warm up your bracketing.
For sure. Bum, 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 bum,
Yeah. Hype song. Unique is so good.
I love this song. It's great. I like the step chart support a lot.
And there it goes. And it's got that nice little fresh run. Keep your legs a lot.
Just doing a little bit of flowing around the pads.
Yeah, he's seeing where he can hit it. Yeah. So don't get distracted by the goods or any of that chat right now. Right now, he's just seeing what he can get away with, where the pad's going to be at. Nice little opener. Again, you can see it though. Look at it. You know, Mr. Stamina is starting to waver a little bit. Like he was like, you know.
For sure.
We'll see where it lands. He did take the mask off too.
Yeah, I do feel a little bit for him. Obviously, it's a tough spot to be in because you want to play your absolute best all the time.
Yeah.
And you don't want to make excuses. But like, you know, if you're John and you come away from this and you don't win, it's like, well, I was not in the best circumstances.
he comes away with his head held high no matter what happens.
But
here, right?
but you can't as a competitor, and especially as a competitor at his level, you don't treat it like that at all.
No.
You are going to be disappointed and frustrated if you don't win.
Sure.
So I'm.
But he's one of the most positive people I've ever met too.
For sure.
So I know that he's in the back of his mind saying, you know what, John, we're going to make it through this.
I know I said earlier that Matt is like my personal favorite, but I got to admit, obviously, rooting a little bit for John here to put together a virtuosic performance, you know, and take this one down and show us all that, you know, no amount of other game tournaments can wear his stamina out. That he's just the Iron Man. But we'll see.
Let's see what happens.
I think that either way, he's got a lot to be proud of. He's putting on a show in multiple games.
All right.
Representing Northern Cali.
Oh,
Great.
clean run.
Hits the jack into the jump. Very tricky. We saw that give June problems, I believe. Hits the drill.
John came to play. Look at this. 1 great so far into the 200 combo.
Thus far, no issues. No issues. We'll see how he's feeling. He had.
Oh, look at that.
He's looking clean and crispy right now on these side pivots. He looks great hitting.
Oh my God, he is not going to make it easy on Matt.
Nope.
I mean, coming into 500, both of us are just kind of speechless right here
Yeah,
at how good this is.
I just want to hear him play. He hits the drill again. It sounds
that was so satisfying.
Nice. It sounds so nice. Even in the skinners, he got a really nice feedback from the pads, which tells you he was stepping with authority. He is crushing it right now.
And if you're hearing that pad mic right now, you know, shout out to production for definitely giving us that extra value.
Great
Look at
run.
that.
Hits the
Oh
triple,
my
quadruple
God.
M run. Crushing it right now into the freeze pivots. The box jumps.
Look at
crushing
this.
them. Amazing run. It all comes down to this. Holding his form. Oh my Lord. Clean. Hits the 24th.
That is the most high-level pump
combo.
that you're going to see, ladies and gentlemen.
Amazing run. Incredible.
Donatello,
7
D20 or S22,
7 grades.
7 grades.
That is one of the, I guess, probably 2 or 3 finest plays of the tournament so far, along with Hudson's PFC.
My God.
Truly.
Oh my God. Wow. Wow. We're getting so many awesome moments. Somebody please clip that.
How is that even possible? Oh, probably like a quad, probably a bracket triple. Probably where he got a grade on a triple or something.
Okay, so legitimately, this is where it was at.
John literally won by 5 points.
5 points.
In the singles
not
place.
Not 50, not 500, not
5
5,000.
grades, not 5 anything.
Not 5 anything.
5 points.
5 points. It was 997,374 to 997,369. That's how close. That's how close this tournament is running right now. Mike, what are you thinking about this going into these next 3? What's going to happen?
I'm thinking that's a real bad beat for Matt. That's a real tough, tough pill to swallow to lose by a singles digits on a song.
It's so
with the new
incredible
scoring
close.
system especially is brutal. But
oh my God.
Oh, so then what is it? Yeah. If it's not triple bonus, what is it?
So could it be that was Matt's a 6-1 as opposed to a 7 grades? Was it a 6 grades 1 good?
I don't know. But even if it was, that's such a tiny difference that I can't imagine that was it. Matt, did you get 6 grades and 1 good or something? Is that? Oh, that's it.
What it was.
That's
yeah.
it.
That makes
so
sense.
6 and 1 versus 7 grades.
Yep. So there you go.
There you go.
Yeah. So
it's kind of crazy that one good difference is only 5 points. It feels like it would be a bigger number than that.
Right.
But I guess it's like 1,100 notes.
Yeah,
I don't
you
know.
got a ton of notes.
It's
and
a percent of a
restricted
percent of a
to 1 million.
percent.
Yeah. So
But,
yeah.
You know,
Oh
every
my God.
step counts.
Right. We've been talking about this the whole time.
Every step counts.
Every step counts. What
So
a
here
way
we
to
go.
bring the hype. Like Jean Tran coming over from DDR and having that level of close competition.
Sorry, bro.
You know, 5.
Sorry.
Yep, 5 points.
Sorry, bro.
This is a story that Matt's
I know.
going to remember forever. Like Matt's sitting over here next to us in commentary, watching in awe.
Matt said it does not feel bad, and I agree. I think that's pretty sick. It's pretty sick to watch such clean play from multiple players.
We'll type in the chat. Yeah. So here we go into
So here we go. John hitting it up with a full moon D24. A chart that I suspect will not provide him much difficulties, but a simple error anywhere could make the difference.
Right, but I mean, look, we're not seeing many errors right now.
No,
so
right now, John looking predictably clean.
yeah,
He's
looking
great
fresh.
great hip swivel right now on those brackets. Right now, my theory is proving correct that John has been keeping warm with the DDR.
Look at that,
He
just
looks
absolute foot
great.
speed and tech.
Amazing, amazing, amazing half doubles play right now.
Wow.
So snappy and fast on that pivot drill kind of thing.
This
Easily
is
handling
incredible.
the brackets. Great run thus far. Great run thus far. But again, we've already seen it.
Right.
All that has to happen is a stumble during a run, and you can fall apart in an instant. John has to be on his A game all
What
the way
is
to the
happening?
very end.
Chat, I hope you are as excited as Mike and I are coming into this. This is incredible.
I just cannot believe how good John is playing right now. I mean, I can, because I knew he would, but
Over 1,000, here we go.
this is a level you do not often see from people in any tournament, no matter who it is.
This is incredible.
Keeping the full combo going through the teleport runs. Oh, dropping a little bit here,
But
but
shaking it off.
still
Look
a
at this.
Very clean play. Very, very clean. Great score.
Wow. Wow,
I think
bravo.
I think John's going to take that one from Matt, too.
22-2, 1-1.
990,
Are you
yep.
kidding me? A 990K?
Yep. John takes another song from Matt. So now this is where we will start to see the possibility of the other two players really playing. Right now, John is ahead of Matt and in a dominating position.
Yes.
But all that has to happen is for John to lose not only to Matt, but one of the other two players on a song.
Yep.
And he immediately falls into a position where it becomes very tricky to win.
Yes.
So, because right now, through two songs, John has 8 points and Matt has 6. But if on the next song, let's say, John were to place below June, then Matt would go up to 10 points, and John would fall to 8, or would fall to 10 as well.
Yeah, so there's the breakout right now. You nailed it right on the head, right?
Yeah.
So here we are into Heart Rapid Coaster. Now, John was struggling after the song. Like he was struggling a little bit with the breath. Like definitely stamina is going to come into play here.
Yes.
So
but to John's great benefit, both of the other two players in the lower part of the final seating here struggled with this song.
Yeah.
John's goal here should not probably be to try to get his best score ever.
No.
His goal should be to beat that 930K. If he beats that 930K, he is in a very, very good start. Now the problem is, if he beats that 930K and then he also comes in second on the final song, it will go to tiebreakers.
Yeah.
And if he is far enough behind on this song from Matt, then his slight edges on the last two songs will not be enough to carry him.
Exactly.
So there's a lot of things that John has to factor in here, because he wants. This is the song that will possibly endanger his HTTP run. If he takes too much out of his tank here, HTTP will be very hard.
Right.
And even getting a second place finish on that song will be tough. So,
but let's talk about that for a second. So here, the alternative is that if he knocks it out of the park on our Rapid Coaster,
it's over.
right? It's over.
Yes.
It doesn't matter, right?
Yes.
You know, so here's where it's like tiebreakers won't even come into play. If he can knock this out of the park with Heart Rapid Coaster,
Yes.
set himself up to where HTTP doesn't even matter and just kill it here, right? It's going to be incredible.
For sure.
It's all going to come down to that last part that you were talking about, right? You know, you're talking about a high-level play. There's parts that look tricky in the middle. They're not as bad as they look. But as you come into that last bit, when you're looking at the final lasers in the background, right, a little bit afterwards, here we go. Heart Rapid Coaster. Let's get hyped.
I'm very curious. Again, I think John's just going to play his ass off. I don't think he's going to think about strategy.
He's not thinking about it at all.
I think
He's
he
just going
wants
for the
to
best
win.
score. Yeah. And that's a great mentality to have
For
here.
sure.
Into the 200s. Here we go. And you can see John just super crisp.
Yep, not struggling at all with these easy parts here. Hits the run. Step jumps. He's not conserving energy, but he's not going super hard. He's not struggling.
But he's still getting perfects. I mean, he's not. There's 0 grades here. He's not slugging at all. You can definitely tell he is just locked in.
Yeah, he wants to
400.
end this.
There goes a great 1 grade so far.
Still
one of the best early ones that we've
very
seen.
good run. Yeah. Very, very crisp, clean. he's
Battle start.
He's just gotta keep it going through the first step jump section is actually going to be crucial, because as long as he gets through that, the ending with the part with the triples in the end won't really matter.
Look at that incredible foot speed going into the break. Here we go.
My God. Here we go. Effortlessly gliding across for those M runs.
What is
keeping
happening,
it together
Shaq?
with
Get
goods.
hype.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, gotta break at 9:30.
It's fine though. He's
But
still
that's
doing
okay.
so good. This is such a good run right now.
It really is.
He's got to be feeling good about it.
Here we go, into the step jumps. And coming out of it super clean.
Yep.
And here's make or break
Looking
point.
very good.
Laser time.
Looking
Struggling
very
slightly.
good. It's fine. He's got this. He crushed it. He crushed it. He got a little bit gassed
Little
at the
bit
end there.
gassed at the end, but wow.
He might not have taken Matt's score though, and
It's
if he
gonna be so
didn't,
close.
then he's going to be wondering if it was worth exerting so much energy. He did not.
953.
Matt got, I think, a 970 or something.
I think
960 something.
Matt was just a hair higher. Can we get a score check on that? Can we get a score? Yeah, so they're
Yeah.
calculating now.
So yeah, a great performance.
Absolutely.
A hell of a lot better than I can ever imagine myself doing. but for the sake of this tournament, it was not, I believe, enough to be in first on the song.
No, a 967 to a 953. So while he
right
played
now,
his butt off, there definitely was about about an 8K gap.
Yep.
Roughly.
So right now, the gap. So John was ahead by 5 points on the first song.
Right.
Was ahead by about 2,000 only on the second song.
Right.
But was down by
8K.
almost 14K,
14K,
on the
okay.
third song.
Yeah.
So right now, Matt has the tiebreaker pretty handily if John does not win this song. John has to win this song to win the tournament.
This is it.
There is no way for John to win the tournament other than winning this song.
So what did Matt have on that?
Matt had a 967 on that.
967
to
is
John's
the score to beat.
953.
So can we get that in the
right
chat?
now,
967 is the score to beat. So
No,
that,
on
sorry.
this song, the score to beat is 972.9.
972.9. So my best that's actually showing right there was Matt's score earlier today,
Yes.
right?
So
Okay.
literally the entire tournament comes down to this,
Yep.
the final song.
John setting a record here would win him the tournament.
John breaking Matt's score, even just a 972.9005 by 5 points.
By
would
5
win him
points
the
again.
tournament. It can't. John has to beat you on this song, or you win.
Yep. We got Matt over here. We're giving
The
him
entire
some
tournament
updates.
comes down to if John beats you on this song.
Yep.
Yeah, you crush him on tiebreakers. He only beat you by 5 points and by like 1,000 points, and you beat him by 12K on that.
Yep.
So the entire tournament comes down to if
down
he
to
can beat
this.
your score on this. This is literally the last song
This
of
is
the
it.
tournament. It's
Last
the whole
song.
tournament.
If you are in the chat,
Huh?
if you're here right now, get hype. Get absolutely hyped for this. Come on.
I'm hype. This is it. This is as good as it gets, baby. Well, you know, that's the delight, though, right? It's a little stressful.
So,
You got the
yes.
loins tingling a little bit. Let's
Last
go, John.
Song, last song. Let's go.
Let's go,
Let's get
John.
hype.
Last song of the entire tournament right here. Get hype, everybody. Get hype.
Here we go. Pump it up its finest. Crush it.
9729, the score to beat. Not that we'll have any know until the very last second.
And you know John's going to be locked in for this.
Oh, for sure. John looking clean and crisp
Very
with the
strong
stuff he
opening.
needs to hit. He needs to get
Yes,
every
every arrow is
last
gonna
perfect.
count here, yes.
Every last perfect.
Oh, having to match
Oh.
through some of them. Ooh, that might be a
Those match
rough
sections
start.
are tough. You know what's interesting is the person who handled those best was June. June really killed those.
He did, yeah.
John
and John's
is,
recovering nicely.
otherwise
Look, it's a
playing
972. It's not a 990.
Nope.
Every step is going to count from
It's
here
all
on
the
out.
bracket quads. Looking good. Looking good, looking good.
Yeah, you're absolutely right, Harakaze. This is going to come down to the wacky parts. Can John push through? Does he have enough guts to take this over? Hits the quad with no problem. Ooh, clean
Flies
M run there at
across.
the end.
Flies across the M run.
Oh, beautiful.
Hitting those nasty half doubles turns.
You are seeing
And there we go.
incredible
This is
tech
it.
and foot
This is
speed
it
by
right here.
John.
This is the whole tournament. He crushes it. Oh! Oh my God. Oh my God. Yeah. I think this might be it. I think
Did
this
we
might be
see
it.
that? Can somebody clip that? That was amazing.
Well,
That was so good. And
That's-
here he is. He's not quitting. He's going into 800 still.
oh, he's hitting these crazy cross unders. He won. It's over. It's
It
over.
is over.
It's over. I'm calling it. I'm calling it. I'm calling it. John's your champion. Unbelievable.
We've
run.
got our
Unbelievable
champion.
run.
Down to the final song.
Unbelievable run.
What
Absolutely
an incredible, what an incredible performance. Mike, have you seen something that hype in a long time?
Wow.
979.
9.794. It was, the margin was not as big as you might have expected, but still.
That beginning
enough.
struggle. That beginning struggle. But look, no misses. No misses whatsoever. That is Pump It Up
All
at
it
its
would have
finest.
taken, was one slight fumble on just one of those middle bracket things, whatever the hell you call them,
How?
and he loses. But he manages to hold it together and take down the tournament.
What an incredible
Absolutely
tournament.
incredible performance. John crushing it.
Oh my God, J-Boy's going to go ahead and handle everybody. You can go ahead and keep
here
it
we
on
go.
us for a
Yeah,
quick
we
second.
got
So yeah, go ahead and move it back to us. So look, J-Boy's going to get everybody together over here, right? But can we talk about what we just saw there? Mike, give me your reaction. How'd you feel with him going in with those opening issues, but then closing it out the way he did? You were just this right here.
He's very good at pump it up.
He's very good at Pump It Up. What else can you say?
I mean, like, Matt is an unbelievable player. Matt's 972 on that chart is ridiculous.
Right.
And then J-Boy, and then John at the end there just
coming hot off of DDR.
he could have very easily gotten discouraged or gotten distracted by that early mistake on those similar patterns. It was basically the exact same pattern, but he got to it a second time and he hit it out of the park. He did it as well as anyone I've ever seen, and he won. And
mental focus,
great
discipline,
job.
training, all of these things came to play. We saw some of the most incredible Pump It Up we've seen stateside. Absolutely here at a Mistake on the Lake at Round 1 Mentor, Ohio. Mike, this is amazing. We're going to turn it over to J-Boy.
Yeah,
thank you all for staying with us for the chat. Thank you to Moasic Prop Print. Thank you to ConCon. This is Dusk. This is Mike signing off. Thank you so much for joining us. Mistake on the Lake.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you, Spaghetti. Thank you, Yuki. Thank you, J-Boy.
Come to the next one.
Come to the next one. We love you all. Pump it up forever.